Alrighty, guys. Looks like we are live. I want to welcome everybody to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. Hope you're having a great day. Today, we will be looking at the Abby and Libby case out of Delphi. Run some ideas that I've been going over and give you my perspective on current events. If you cannot hear me, let me know. Go ahead and give everybody an opportunity to join the live stream, and then we'll get started. What's up, She Warrior? CJK, 63 clocks. Florida loves Delphi. Welcome in. Sensei, good to see you. Willow. H. Nixon. Beth Gonzalez, welcome in. Night Shadow, good to see you. Good, good. True Crime Housewife, welcome. What's up, Jody Lynn? Which one did you click on? Two of them are really the same answer, to be honest. What's up, Amelia? Carmel. Daily Survivor, welcome. Christine. Misty Free Spirit. Cynthia De La Fuente. What is up? Welcome in, Cindy. Robin B. Cuban B. Okay, so what you guys can expect from today's live streams and some of the things I wanted to talk about personally. William Blackstone, you know, he's greatly influenced our Constitution. He's the guy that said it's better to let 10 guilty men go free than to incarcerate one innocent man. And that's really at the heart of this argument right now with Abby and Libby's case. So we'll talk about where Richard Allen falls into all of that. We'll learn a little bit about William Blackstone. And then we'll transition to Hybristophilia. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but we're going to talk a little bit about that, how it pertains to what's going on YouTube over here. A lot of strangeness. We know that the burden of guilt falls solely on the prosecution, right? That's one of the most important facts. Well, how are you going to say a man is innocent when the prosecution hasn't had an opportunity to do that? You haven't even been patient enough to give them an opportunity to express that burden and show you what they have. You're not giving them that, right? So he's innocent. You say that we're saying, telling the world that he's guilty before he's proven to be guilty. You're saying he's innocent before there's actually any proof that he's innocent. So what's the difference? Don't you think we should give the prosecution an opportunity to fulfill their end of this bargain, their part of this burden, which is to show the courtroom that he is a guilty man? So for you to say that he's innocent without allowing that to happen, you're basically not only projecting, but you're being hypocritical. So I've determined that they're not searching for truth, and they could care less if Richard Allen is innocent or not. I think they're getting off more on the gaslighting behind it all and the possibility that they could get a guilty man free I think that's a little bit more interesting to these kind of folks. And that's why we're seeing a lot of this. So when we'll transition from that topic into basically a reverse kind of satanic panic, because there was a little bit of hybristophilia going on with the West Memphis 3. So I think we'll use that to transition over to from hybristophilia to reverse to satanic panic. And that's why you kind of have this photo here behind me. Get my big melon out of the way. You know, some of the same things they said about the West Memphis 3 are being said about these folks here. But my personal opinion is that the West Memphis 3 are guilty. I don't know that for a fact. That's just my personal opinion. I feel that they are guilty. Right? But the seed of doubt was sown with this satanic panic theory, saying that, oh, just because they dressed in all black and dabbled in witchcraft, or they may have been Wiccans and looked at books on Aleister Crowley and things like that, and maybe even did some rituals, that they have to be responsible for a murder, which was very similar to the Delphi case. All right, it had to be them. And a lot of folks weren't looking at the details. Like, nobody cared about the facts of the case. They were so consumed by the satanic panic aspect of it all. They got consumed by it. They became protective. They began relating to these boys because they liked Metallica. And you know, they weren't Bible thumpers, quote unquote. And they were rebellious, and they were into magic and Dungeons and Dragons and whatever, you know, whatever it is that causes a satanic panic. So they begin relating to these boys without even looking at the facts. And that's what's going on now. But in reverse, the same people who are trying to get Richard Allen off are the same people that will try to get off whoever they replace Richard Allen with. So let's say they do get Richard Allen off on a technicality, and they get these 3 or these 4 or these Odinist folks arrested. I guarantee those same people will then try to get those folks out of prison. They don't care about justice. They don't care about right or wrong. They just care about chaos and getting off on manipulating other people. I'm convinced. Good to see you, CJ. Kara, what's up? Devoted, how you doing? Jim's mom, Hiawatha, Patricia, Saska. Katsy, what's going on? Teresa, how are you? Julianne, Brad, good to see you. Boston Christian. Willow says, I agree. So they come in trying to act like they're William Blackstone and they're here to protect justice, right? Is which William did. That was his whole goal. And he did it brilliantly. I agree with him 100%. He's a big reason why the United States of America is such a great place. It's some of his ideas. But it has nothing to do with what's going on now. Right? Even Lucifer presented himself as an angel of light, a being of light, only to lure you. And then once you're in an area where you cannot escape, Then you will see the truth that he's really an agent of chaos. And that's kind of like what Hollywood is, you know. They put all the pretty faces on the outside to lure you in, and then once you're inside, there's no getting out. It's the Hotel California. And you can't never leave. And then the solo, you know. You know how it goes. Devoted to Mariah says it's manipulation. They like to feel on the moral high ground while defending a child killer. I don't think they care about morals or anything. It's like with every soul that they collect, the beast grows larger. So you know they'll put out as many pretty faces as they can and sharp tongues, you know, to attract people in. Like, oh, you know, God, they make a lot of sense, and then they got you, and then the beast grows. Right? They send out the pretty faces on the outside to lure more in. They got you. Boom, sharp tongues and pretty faces. But once you're in the Hotel California, that's it. There's no coming back out. But you don't realize that until you're in there. So that's what we're going to call it from now on. Hotel California. Mirrors on the ceilings, and they keep champagne on ice. What's up, Priscilla? From Boston. Shout out to Boston. Violet. Julia, had no idea how Puff Daddy made it into your poll until literally just now. I saw the news on him. Yeah, my head was spinning. Let me pull up that poll real quick. I'll pull it up in a little bit. See if we can explain it a little bit, where I was coming from. Okay, so the poll question is, and I'm trolling a little bit. Should Richard Allen get a private jet? Right? Should he? I mean, wouldn't that help him get to and from court and to and from, you know, traveling these long distances? Right? Because all these rich folks, if they wanted a private jet to accommodate them, they would. They'd be able to. So, should he get a private jet? The answers were yes, it is only fair. 14% of you actually clicked that. Like, yeah, it's only fair. That's not fair. Because there's some people who can barely afford their own attorney, but could never afford, you know, experts or anything like that. So how was that fair? Another option was fair and advantageous are different. And the final option was I can afford a lawyer, not experts. And those two are kind of the same. So Richard Allen is asking the state of Indiana to make him, to put him in a situation that is advantageous to him, that would give him more of an advantage than the average person. So there's a difference between fair and advantageous. Because P. Diddy can afford experts, right? I can't. I could probably afford an attorney, but I couldn't afford any experts or anything like to do anything extra. So I feel like he's kind of been better off. You can't have everything that you demand. It has to be within reason. Okay, and remind me, I'll close that out. So William Blackstone is this guy right here with the super wig. Check out those locks. Hather's Mirror, welcome. Jerry, what's going on? Up in the gym, staying healthy. Good, good. Like to hear that. Okay, so I wanted to get your opinion on all this and how Abby and Libby's case fits into this and along with Richard Allen as the accused. Exactly, Danny B. We're going to look at that as well. Good point. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. I almost feel like because it does happen to men, but mostly women. I feel like it's kind of like, hey, if I'm married to him, he won't kill me. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna mess with me if I'm with like this crazy psycho. He's not gonna kill me. He might kill all of you, but not me. I just can't wrap my mind around it. 63. That secret members only stuff. We don't talk about that. That sleuth crew inside information. Saska, you like that? You like how I left like the curls? You got the YouTube groupies hanging on his back. Oh yeah, I was like, man, this is perfect. Priceless. Hey, what's up, Chopper? Welcome in, my friend. V Marie, always good to see you. Who am I missing? Yeah, I hate there's really there's two type of true crime viewers. There's those who are there for their morbid curiosity, and those who are honestly trying to learn about their enemy and to keep their family safe and to help. Yeah, it's very strange. Christine says, I think the West Memphis Three are guilty too. I remember the one dad said a jury got it right 2 times. Chopper asks, would they let him babysit their kids? Yeah, that's a really good question. Because if he's guilty and they let him out, he's a free killer now. What's up, Mary C? Violet says, yeah, I hope they will be able to get a trial. Yeah, the prosecution is waiting for the opportunity to prove it. Let me prove it to you guys. No, 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 no. We're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to everything the defense is saying. That's enough for us, you know. And they're going to say the same thing back. Well, you're everything the prosecution is saying. You take that. You don't take that with a grain of salt. You take it as gospel. Well, the thing is, they're waiting for their opportunity. Yeah, they're going to be held to the fire. That's what trial is. That's why they have a trial, so that they can provide that proof. If it's their burden, let them have at it. Oh, no, no, no. We don't care about that part, right? Okay, this is titled What is Blackstone's Formulation in Criminal Law? Key takeaways. Blackstone formulation holds that it is better that 10 guilty people go free than one innocent person suffer. Blackstone's theories provided a basis for the idea that you are innocent until proven guilty. The prosecution has the burden of proof to show that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. One of the cornerstones of the American legal system is Blackstone's formulation, sometimes known as the Blackstone ratio. It is about the balance between protecting the innocent and punishing the guilty. In the American criminal justice system, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. You are presumed innocent, but you still need to defend your legal rights. Talk to a criminal defense attorney for more about your legal rights in a criminal case. Who is Blackstone? So take a quick break there and get back to the chat. I'm waiting for the family to talk to the media. If they truly support Richard Allen, I feel now is the time to make it known. No, I believe that the defense attorneys are using Richard Allen for their own personal gain. I believe that they are pushing Richard Allen to take this route so they can have more time to advertise and to showcase their skills as attorneys. And when this is all said and done, I plan on exposing that story. What's up, Olivia? Tech Death. Good to see you, my friend. What you up to? GP, hello. Sleuth, I was always thought this was odd. Wonder at the very beginning that a Maine law enforcement made a comment. The movie The Shack had any simulation to the issue of Odin. I don't know. I don't know what the significance of The Shack is. What's up, Courtney? Shout out to Indiana. Good to see you, Rebecca. Periwinkle, welcome. Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Danny B. Those same people who donated to the expert fund. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Don Spain, good to see you. Yeah, he's going to get his private jet. People keep donating. Welcome in, Danny B. Jill, what's up, Jill? Willow. Priscilla Boston, the defense is so sure of Richard Allen's innocence. No, they're not. They don't care. It doesn't matter. You can't have a conscience and be a defense attorney. You just can't. You're basically like a surfer. You're a philosophical surfer, and all you do is ride the waves of denial. And you can't stop. You got to ride that wave. So you feed on it. Anything that helps you deny the fact that you might be representing an actual killer, you go the opposite direction. So I think you have to master the art of denial. Either that or truly not care. Julie says, I really can't wrap my head around Blackstone's first key takeaway. 10 guilty people go free, better than one innocent suffers. Apples and oranges, both terrible outcomes. Why compare them? Well, they're not being compared. They're one and the same. It's opposite sides to the same coin. So they're basically saying the reason that he says it is because you need to prove that this person is guilty. Because if not, there's a chance he might be innocent. I know that it looks bad. It looks really bad for this guy, but we know that there's a possibility that that he might be an innocent person. So we can't convict him. Well, that's enough for me. No, it's not. It's better that we let 10 of these guys go than it would because it'd be much more of a tragedy if you incarcerate an innocent man. So I say let 100 men go free. I think it's better to let 100 men go free that are guilty than to lock up an innocent man. 10, 20, a million. What's the difference, right? 10. So the point of the story is just like you need to make sure. If you keep that in mind while you're casting judgment, you might be letting a guilty man go, but you might be locking up an innocent person. So we're going to try to see where Richard Allen fits into all that. All right, who was Blackstone? William Blackstone was an English jurist who authored commentaries on the laws of England. Blackstone lived in England from 1723 to 1780. English settlers in the American colonies took his legal theories and used them as the basis of the American legal system. He helped with a lot of the Bill of Rights too, and the amendments. The exact quote from Sir William Blackstone is, "It is better that 10 guilty persons escape than that one innocent suffer." Blackstone's protecting the innocent. The goal of Blackstone's formulation is not to allow the guilty to go free. However, it ensures that the innocent are not unfairly jailed or punished. Protecting the innocent is important because the consequences of a guilty verdict can be severe. If you are convicted of a crime, there is a chance that you can serve time in prison and lose your freedom. For example, Thomas Jerome Bruce was recently, well, not recently, but was arrested for a horrible crime. And he spent time, I think it was in an Air Force Academy in California. I could be mistaken. But one of his classmates was killed, and a man was accused and sentenced and put to death for this crime years ago. I think back in the 90s. and they were all in class together. The convicted killer, Thomas Jerome Bruce, and this victim. So now looking back, it looks like it may have been Thomas Jerome Bruce who actually committed the murder. They'll never know. The man is gone. He's been dead. He's been put to death. So they'll never know. Blackstone's formulation has been so influential that it is a legal right today. When accused of a crime, the legal system presumes you are innocent. Only when you are proven guilty can the law sentence you for your crimes. So the reason you can hold them, um, they're not holding them because they think they're guilty. They're holding them because they're basically just detaining them. Kind of like when a cop approaches you and you match a description of a burglary suspect. He can detain you and hold you there and even handcuff you. He's not kidnapping you, but he's detaining you. He has enough information to do that by law, and he's not violating your rights. He has every reason. He can articulate it to you. He can explain like, hey, you match the description. Let me figure it out. You are being detained. Well, Richard Allen is just still being detained. Thank you, Willow. Thank you, Sleuth, for being a voice of reason. Yeah, you got it. Presumption of innocence. When accused of a crime, the government must prove all the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. So that's what we're getting to the heart of the Abby and Libby case here. What this means is you don't have any obligation to prove your innocence. The prosecutor has the burden of proof to show you are guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. But it seems like those roles have been reversed because a jury must presume that you are innocent until proven guilty. It improves your odds of receiving a fair trial. Hey, Mustang, welcome to members. Welcome to the Sleuth Crew, my friend. T Lemon, we need to believe and be supportive of Richard Allen. We keep saying he's guilty. When is that not enough? Okay, so we've only listened to the defense, right? Why aren't you listening to the prosecution? It seems like the defense has been very busy to prove that he's innocent. I thought that the burden of proof was on the prosecution. Yet they've been waiting patiently to do that in a court of law. So we're not saying that Richard Allen is guilty. We're just saying that there's enough information for him to be detained. And the burden to prove that he's guilty will fall on the prosecution. And that's what the trial is for. But you guys don't care about that part of it all. And let's see. Hey, what's up, Cheeks? Says, but Sleuth, don't you know the state should pick up every single bill that the defendant is requesting? Yeah, of course. Even those late night bar tabs. They pay regardless. There is an infinite amount of money the state has. Didn't you know that? Yeah. And I feel like, oh, that's what I meant to add. Not only are they using Richard Allen, this defense team, they're also using the state of Indiana. I believe Richard Allen wanted to confess. He did confess. He was confessing all over the place until his attorneys got to him. We can't have you confessing, man. That would put an end to the game. That would be it, and we would just be a remnants. We used to be the Delphi daddies. Remember that? A jury can't convict you of a crime unless they find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This means the evidence presented against you is so convincing that no reasonable person would question your guilt. In such cases, the prosecutor has to prove every element of the crime you are charged with beyond a reasonable doubt. The Supreme Court has also held that a judge must give special instructions to the jury on the presumption of innocence. This happens when the jury may convict on other considerations rather than the evidence brought by the government. Hey, Jari, what's up? Welcome to the crew, Mustang. Welcome. Court TV is disgusting. I won't even watch them anymore after they defended Richard Allen on the anniversary of the girl's death. Yeah, it's more exciting. I mean, I get it. It's a great story. And it could be true. They just haven't provided any real evidence. I mean, we've done our best to investigate it. Everything that we could get our hands on was proven to be to be a lie. Anything that we could verify in the memorandum, and I don't know if it was a red herring. I don't know if they released that to make the defense think that this is really what they're leaning on, but they got something in the back pocket. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so that gives you the gist. Now let's catch up on the chat and see what you guys think. So people are saying Richard Allen's innocent. I say the prosecution hasn't been given an opportunity to prove that. If the burden's on them, I mean, let's hear them out. Right now, you got these folks over here hanging on everything that the defense team is saying as if it's gospel and fact. Me personally, I'm just waiting patiently to hear it. Let's hear what you guys got to say. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Tattoo, what's up? Do you still think he will make a plea deal? I think is what you meant. Yes, I do. But first, I think he'll delay. Um, Everything they're doing is for strategy, and they're running out of time. But they do have a few more plays. Richard Allen can delay a couple more times. So I'm expecting him to do that a few more times here in the near future. But yeah, I think he'll plea out. Okay, let's look into this Hybristophilia. Here's a small clip from a live stream we did on the Night Stalker. So this is a replay here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. So after his arrest and sentencing, Ramirez did not spend his time in prison lonely. Women who suffered from the affliction known as hybristophilia bombarded the big-eyed, skeletal-looking man with attention. Women who found themselves attracted to serial killers lined up for the chance to love the Night Stalker. One woman, Doreen Loy, began writing Ramirez as early as 1985, right after his arrest. She wrote him more than 75 letters. In 1988, the couple was engaged. They didn't marry until October 3rd, 1996. Doreen Loy became Richard Ramirez's wife. Loy had repeatedly stated she would commit suicide when Richard Ramirez was finally put to death in a serial killer type Romeo and Juliet style pact. The couple eventually separated, and Loy never got the chance to live up to her promises. Perhaps she had cold blooded feet. Jeez. Cold blooded feet. So there's one example. We got a few more here. So here's Ted Bundy, and he was able to conceive a child while in prison. So that means at some point he was able to have alone time with her. And why is she attracted to a serial killer? Hybristophilia. What's up, Brain Dancer? Cute, dumb, spell check. What's up, Jamie? Squeaky wheel. I think the one thing that would really help McClellan get a conviction would be if he's able to provide the jury with a motive. Why did Richard Allen do this? That's elusive to all of us so far. Well, apparently he confessed to medical staff the motive. So apparently that's in there. It doesn't mean it's the real motive. You know, guilty always tell partial or half truths. And then eventually when the lie is exposed, they'll tell most of the truth. But I don't know if they'll ever be honest, right? But when they're caught, they always kind of a lot of killers will say, "Oh, well, it was self-defense." Yeah, I did it. All right, I admit it, I did it, but it was self-defense. Then they prove, okay, it wasn't self-defense. You know, you're a cold-blooded murder. Well, that was their half truth. Was that, yeah, I did it, but it was self-defense and I was protecting myself. It's an example. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at a email I just received. 63 Clock says the defense is all about win, win, win. Yeah, victory here for them would be great, but really they don't need to win at all. Like you could be a rookie on the worst basketball team and you've been sitting the bench and they let you on the final game. And if you can showcase your talent and skills, you might start the next game or even get picked for a better team. That's all they're doing. It's a promo for them. And it's at the expense of Indiana and Richard Allen. So if anybody really cared about Richard Allen, they would see that he's being used. The dude was he was confessing. He was talking. He was finding relief, presenting the truth. And then the defense team showed up and said, "We can win this for you," knowing damn well they probably can't. But they're going to drag it out. And I'll tell you one thing right now, if I was ever in trouble and I could afford them and I lived in Indiana, I would hire those guys quick. Be the first folks I call. And that's what they're showing right now. It's a huge commercial at the expense of Abby and Libby, at the expense of the Allens, and at the expense of Indiana. But people with masked hybristophilia, they don't care. They're just agents of chaos. As much as they want to tell you it's about his rights, They present themselves as an angel of light. I'm here to free the accused, the innocent man. But really, they're just an agent of chaos. That's it, in disguise. That's it. It's that simple. Jack. Hmm. Shoot me an email, Rain Dancer. Boston says one would think as two little girls were tortured, abused, assaulted, then walked to their death, they would only play with the facts in the courtroom with no theatrics, no games, be respectful. You can't win a case like that. And what they're doing is they're basically doing to everybody else what the prosecution has been doing to Richard Allen. But the prosecution is saying we have proof and we can prove that this man is guilty. So they've been going around persecuting folks that they can't prove had anything to do with this case. Did they? I don't know. It's very possible, yeah, because I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on with this case. I'm lucky if I know 20%, and that's probably a stretch. So I think it's important if you believe Richard Allen is innocent, he's only being detained right now for good reason. You need to allow the prosecution to fulfill their duty, which is to prove that he's guilty. If they're going through all of this, give them the opportunity to prove that the man is guilty. But they're not going to do that because they don't care if he's guilty or innocent. They just want to create chaos. And it's a bonus if they actually succeed and get him freed. That is the trophy. Yeah, you're welcome in, Mary. Welcome. Molly says somehow people who want due process and justice for this case and watch for that, which I think is very important, were warped by certain creators. Defense payoffs into Richard Allen is innocent, framed, awful. Yeah, exactly. They're doing the devil's work, whether they know it or not. I think the devil would prefer a useful idiot. Thanks, Willow. Thank you, Sleuth, for being a voice of reason. I appreciate you guys. Everybody who supports my channel. Oh shit, we're running out of time. See if I can speed this up. And then you got the Manson squad with the runes on the head. Right? Because two lines crossed, it's obviously a rune. What's up, ATS? Kara, I believe a defense attorneys should make sure judicial processes are followed. They're going to do whatever they can get away with, honestly. Devotus' trial time will come and the defense will ask for more time. Yep. I suspect at least one more delay from Richard Allen personally. What that reason is, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But that'll be your proof, guys, that he doesn't want a speedy trial. He'll delay it, and they'll say that it's because of the prosecution. We don't have our G5. You guys gave us the G5, but we can't afford the fuel. P. Diddy stole our G5, and he fled the country, so we need another one. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, I know most Americans can afford a basic attorney. They can't afford Johnny Cochran. So I don't understand what they're trying to say. It's almost as if they had some experts and they didn't like the outcome. They didn't like the results. They're like, we need new ones. None of our experts are going with our theory. We need to play the field a little bit. Heather, welcome. I am for due process, of course, but I can't understand how the Richard Allen fans can't see how guilty he looks based on the evidence. And like I said, he's being detained. He's being detained for good reason. And the manner in which he's being held is for his own protection. Everybody says he's going to get killed. He's going to get killed. Well, yeah, if you go ahead and put him in county, I don't think he'll get killed, but I think his chances will increase. You guys remember Menendez? Man, they were going crazy for him. Okay. So because of time, let's start transitioning into the reverse satanic panic. So it's almost like the defense team is unleashing the satanic panic onto their current suspects that they would like to present to the public. And like I said, they may have some truth. There may be some truth to this. I don't know. I just know for a fact that they have not proven it. They haven't even been very convincing. And anything that, like I said, that was tangible from the leaked Frank's memo that we've been able to get our hands on has been proven to be just a bold-faced lie. Not even an embellishment or a stretching of the truth. It's just a flat out lie.
They practiced it. They were considered dabblers in it. But actually,
And where have we heard that before?
this being a cult crime, I have my doubts.
Wiccans or whatever umbrella you fall under is usually going to be women.
Thing about Wiccan sacrifices. I don't know a thing about anything like that.
Who knows that you're Wiccan?
Nobody. I'm a solitary practitioner. Nobody knows that I'm a Wiccan.
If you know about the blue moon and all that kind of stuff, you do.
Well, I know about the blue moon. I know it's two full moons, but I mean, it's been all over the radio.
It's another tragic case accused of a ritual murder. Let's go to Rob Adams. Good to see you. Have you seen the video of a certain YouTube person saying that Richard Allen's attorneys has not been paid any money whatsoever? Do you believe that? I'm not sure. I am not sure. The way I always say that there's three sides to every story.
I was explaining to you about the Wiccan ritual. They cover them to keep them warm. after they
Yep,
killed
William,
him.
100%.
About no ritual like
Was that he had attended some satanic cult type meetings. Animals had been killed.
And we're hearing that now about Patrick Westfall, that he was sacrificing animals.
And eaten by the members.
The investigators are
Right? So this is reverse. they're pulling a page out of the West Memphis 3.
Eaten by the members.
In
the
reverse.
investigators are going to look at the motive for why she was killed. And if there was any kind of satanic reference at the crime scene, or now that they figure this is the suspect in the homicide, was that suspect aligned with some kind of satanic ideology?
So like I'm the West Memphis boogeyman. Little kids will be looking under their bed before they go to bed. Damien might be under there.
Sound familiar? So I think this is what you were referring to in the chat earlier. So looks like they're going to be able to gas up the G5. Hey, what's up, Ruckus? Oh, that sucks. Glad you're back. CJ says, what's disturbing is those in those counties who contributed to his fundraiser could be in the jury pool. I don't believe any of them would be truthful in their jury questionnaire and questioning. Well, we covered that in a live stream a few weeks back about fake people, purposely lying to gain access to the jury pool or to join the jury. But from my understanding, it's really hard to do. So basically, if you're selected, it's my understanding that they will vet you. They'll vet your social media. They'll vet everything. They'll even go talk to your neighbors, like once you're selected. That's what I was told. But guys, this is going to be our 5-minute warning, and then we got to get out of here. So if there's anything you need to say, let me know. Hi, Sarah. Yep. If you want my opinion, they will definitely attempt to delay. For sure. Here's a question. Heather Swenson says, for the people who think Richard Allen is innocent, do you at least think Richard Allen is BG? See, the thing is I don't say Richard Allen is guilty or innocent. It is my opinion that I think he is guilty. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. I think that they should be given an opportunity to prove that. That's the whole point of it. People are trying to have it out on social media. It doesn't work that way. You might be convinced that easily, right? Confirmation bias. And a lot of these Richard Allen supporters, their confirmation bias is on full display, right? Before Richard Allen was arrested, what were they saying? Ron Logan is the killer, right? So there's their confirmation bias on full display right there. So anything that's presented as somewhat legitimate as far as Richard Allen being innocent, they're going to jump all over it because they've already showed that they're biased to that. It can't be Richard Allen when it's Ron Logan. That's their confirmation bias. That's the foundation of everything that's going on with them. It's a vicious cycle. So, classic case of reverse satanic panic.
Eleanor, sit down.
Sit your ass down, Eleanor.
And what did David do? And what did David do? What did David do? What did David do? David danced before the Lord.
What did David do? David danced. That's what he did. Ruckus Rock says Richard Allen is going to plea. That's what I think as well. Snitch and testify against the others. I hope so. Violet says a true sadist. Bundy. I wouldn't be surprised if the motive he stated somehow benefited him, made him look better to the med person, manipulate to gain favor. That's exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did. Precisely. I concur. There was that Nickelodeon pedo that wrote to John Wayne Gacy. They were pen pals and sent him some drawings of a clown. Yuck. There's some twisted fangirling out there with the serial killers. It's bizarre. Yep. I've seen it too. Jose Baez went from defending Casey Anthony to defending the Hollywood elite. Yep. That's how it works. Yeah, it's not the norm. All right, guys, that is going to do it. Please hit up the comment section. If you would, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching the Sleuth Intuition channel. If you are part of the replay crew, you know what to do. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. Sleuth Intuition is 100% crowdfunded. If you want to support me and help my channel grow, here are 3 ways that you can help. Number 1, Cash App. The funds go directly to me without YouTube taking a percentage. Number 2, become a member. Members are by far the leading contributors to my channel. Number 3, hit up the merch shop. Represent the Sleuth crew on these ruthless streets. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. Until next time, peace.